Friday, from politicians to the youth in Kisii who were quick to express their displeasure, some football fans jeering and even staging a walkout on the ODM leader Raila Odinga at the Gusii Stadium yesterday. Let's focus on that, the reactions to this, because definitely there are people who are even within the same two big parties. Yeah. There are people who have been left totally uncomfortable. Yeah. The SG of the ODM party, you could see even on his face, even when announcing this, that he was not really convinced it's the right way to go. There could be other casualties as well. The position of Prime Cabinet Secretary, even the position of Deputy President. From where you sit, Bwana Kirwa, do you think the casualties will be many for this MOE?
Well, of course, before the accident, you do not know how many casualties will arise, because this is actually a political accident. A political accident that arises out of political bad manners that we have allowed to pervade our atmosphere since the advent of second liberation, or second multipartyism. I say so because we seemed to have lived in one party regime far too long, that we forgot that there are two results that come out: those who win and those who don't win. And those who don't win does not mean that they are useless. They still got a chance to play a role in building the nation. And that is where I feel there is going to be a problem. I know even some of the individuals in UDA, not necessarily the ones who are associated with the Honorable Rigathi Gachagua. There are many other people who are genuinely supporting the president who are a bit worried whether this kind of prickmanship is going to last for the period between now and 2027. Or is it going to be like the handshake that Raila has had before, even with President Uhuru Kenyatta, only to remain with President Uhuru Kenyatta and go back as the main candidate for the opposition? So some people are worried. What will happen if he was to ditch this kind of arrangement on the eve of the next election? The second issue is that many of us are worried fundamentally that when shall we stop this kind of shortchanging each other in a way that when we are with somebody, you always suspect that this guy can leave me or this lady can leave me anytime. This suspicion has happened here in Kenya because we do not believe in systems. If we believed in systems, the president does not need the support of Raila to implement his manifesto. The president does not need the support of Raila Odinga to do the things he promised to Kenyans. The president does not need Raila Odinga or any other man or woman from the opposition to do what he knows is right for the people of this country, including implementing certain sections of the Constitution, which he himself sworn to protect that Constitution. Does he need Raila to remind him about rampant corruption? Does he need Raila to remind him about poverty, this ravaging the entire country? Does he need Raila to be told the economy is not doing as well as you do? Those statistics you churn out, and I can say this with a lot of confidence, even the so-called sufficient sugar production. We know even at the best of times, sugar production in Kenya, we used to import certain percentage. But now we are pretending that sugar production, we have self-sufficient, when almost half of the factories are closed. Where are they milling this sugar? Where are they producing this sugar from? It is just sugar through Kismayu. They bring into the country, they reback it under Mumias and under any other factory that is in existence or at almost at the ICU. But finally, Fred, I think it is important as Kenyans, as we prepare for the next election. And let's not pretend this thing is about the next election. We allow institutions to operate after elections. Whether those in the government win again or those in the opposition win, we want to allow institutions to work. If it is control of budget, if it is control of an auditor general, if it has anti-corruption, let us not be using these institutions to make ourselves politically correct. Let us allow these institutions to operate. Let us accept that Kenyans that have been given those positions know better than I can pretend to know. We may have been in the same class with somebody, but if he's been given a job and he's been doing it for the last 2 years, I cannot pretend I know. Even if I went back to the same ministry I served for 5 years, I will have to relearn some of the things going on in those ministries. I'm not a magician. I'm not above normal. And therefore, if we trust institutions to operate, we will not be getting into this kind of quagmire. Otherwise, even if Raila was to win, and we don't allow institutions to operate, this country is likely to find itself in the same political confusion.
Okay. If we look at the possible winners or losers, those who stand to gain, those who stand to lose, in as far as this MOU is concerned, who do you think will be the biggest victim of this MOU?
Victim?
Or casualty, for that matter?
Quite a tough question.
Because some people have been talking about the position of Prime Cabinet Secretary.
But from where I sit, for me, it's just common Kenya. Anybody who, Kenya knows common.